Hey, what's up, everybody? That's right. We're gonna share the Price is Right script today. Mike and I couldn't resist. Mike makes some great thumbnails for the Price is Right. If you're like me, you grew up watching that, especially over the summertime when you weren't in school, right? Um, anyway, and in fact, we're gonna share with you a couple of scripts around this idea of the Price is Right. Um, some that you can use with sellers, and some that you can even use with buyers, and all of which you can use like immediately. Before we get started, huge favor: if you're watching on Facebook, hit the thumbs up or smash the heart button. Also, comment below if you're excited about today's session. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Hit that like button or even the heart button, and make sure you smash the bell to be notified of future live sessions like this. And if you're watching on LinkedIn, hit the like button or that light bulb button as well. So, got some great stuff for you today. I want to remind you, as always, you can find additional links, resources, etc. above or below the video in the description. We also do our best to pin them as comments, etc. But if you can't find something or you're not sure about something, certainly you can comment below or send a private message, and we're happy to help you out. Now, you'll see it scrolling across the bottom. You can get lifetime access to the recordings of the Get Listings Live 2-day virtual summit, which was last week. And you can get it for half price for a limited time only. Why do I mention that? Well, I mention that because during the summit, while one of the speakers was sharing some great information, I actually took one of the scripts that he was sharing as a great way to re-engage leads and specifically to get listings and listing appointments right now. I took that, I implemented it while we were live, and got lots of engagement and interaction. So I'm going to share that with you, and then we're going to do some active text message blasting as well, as we like to do, and then we'll open it up for Q&A, etc. All right. Without further ado, let me I gotta figure out how to share my screen. Not figure out how to, but I gotta add the share my screen. You're gonna get the screen repeating. So here is the script that we used last week. And incidentally, one of the great things, bits of information that presenter shared, was that the very best time of the day and day of the week to send text messages is Tuesdays from 11 to 2. Tuesdays from 11 to 2. However, we actually, because if you've listened to me for any amount of time, you know that I am someone who believes in taking massive action. Even though he was presenting on a Thursday afternoon, I said, you know what, I'm just going to send this out. If for no other reason, then it'll give us a good story for the summit. So here's the first script, and we're gonna use a couple of variations of this in a minute. But the script is: hi, first name. This is Josh Schoenly with eXp Realty. We have a client looking in Shippensburg. Would you be interested in selling if you got the right price? Would you be interested in selling if you got the right price? Now, this script was sent to seller leads in my database for which we had their address. So we knew what town they owned a property in, and we could match this field here to be congruent to those sellers. I'm going to give you an example of how to make this even more simple, or simplify it. If you don't have that, but you have potential sellers that you're sending it to, and we'll give you a variation of how you can kind of flip this script a little bit to give you a different variation of something you could send to buyers as well. So that's the text script. The email script that we used was similar. The subject line was for and their first name. I use that often because it works and it gets their attention and they open it up. The body: hi, first name. It's Josh with eXp Realty. We have a client looking in Shippensburg. Would you be interested in selling if you got the right price? Let me know either way. What happened? Well, so far I have One listing appointment, and I'm confident it is like a slam dunk, surefire listing. I have two others that we're in conversation with, and I'm sure we'll get an appointment from. And I have two more who are currently quarantined because of testing positive for COVID, which, Mike, by the way, if you're watching, we need to make sure that we make a note to follow up with those, probably like early next week. And you can see in this script here, Mike has even done a wonderful job for all of you to document some of these exchanges, what these conversation, what and how these conversations sort of came about, and what they sound like, right? Because I think that's always good to have some additional context. Okay. And if it's not already in the description, we'll get this script resource in the description, and we'll probably end up adding some others as well, because I'm going to give you some variations of this. All right. So before I dig into KV Core and we actually send some of these out, what do you think? What do you think? Do you have any? Hey, Kyle, good to see you as well. Appreciate it. Do you have any contacts in your database that you could send these to? And if the answer is no, let me tell you who you could send these to. And it's something that we're incorporating this script with as well. It's expired listings. Go back and find old expired listings and make it a commitment to send 3 or 5 of those messages per day to old expired listings. Which, by the way, at some point this week or next, I'm going to share our new expired listing protocol, because I believe that as we implement that for the entirety of 2022, I believe that system alone will help us get 1 to 2 listings per month. And we're talking about, for me, in a relatively rural, not very densely populated area. And I want to unpack that for any of you who might be interested. I'll share all of that. Okay. So you could do that with expired listings. All of you can find those at no cost. I mean, you could certainly use a service like My Plus Leads. You can go to growwithjosh.com/My Plus Leads. You could use something like the Red X, or you can just go into your MLS, look for expired listings that expired last year or even in 2019, and cross-check that they haven't sold and they're not currently listed, and send them a message. You can use something like True People Search, etc. Or you could use PropStream to find old expired data as well. And I've got a video on how you can do that on my YouTube channel. If you'd like, if you can't find it, let us know. We can send that to you. All of that said, there is a way for you to use this script. I inserted that information in because the reality is, you all have, even if you have zero database, there are ways that you could use this script. Okay. So no excuses, no excuses. Give me a thumbs up if that's resonating with you and you're committed to using this script. Give me a thumbs up, please. Give me a thumbs up wherever you're watching. Give me a thumbs up if you're committed to trying this on some level. Okay. So I'm going to go into KV Core, and we're going to do a different variation of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up a segment of our list that requested a report with 12 tips or 12 mistakes to avoid when selling your home. And what we have for those is we have their name, email, and phone number, but we don't have their address. Okay. And so I'm going to do a slight variation of our script, which we'll do here together. First, I've got to find the segment. So I'm going to go to filters, and I'm just going to go to contact details, and I'm just going to choose hashtag seller, I believe it's seller tips. Seller tips. Hopefully that works. We'll see in a minute here as we apply the filters. And I take another sip of my coffee. Okay, so we have, I'm going to reorder these because I'm curious. This seems about right. 112. So I'm going to send this out. Although, Mike, something's wrong here. We're getting new leads. Like we got one this morning, but I'm not seeing it in here. We might have to check that integration. Regardless, we're going to select all here. We're going to select all, and we're going to send them a mass text message. Hi. Hi, first name. Just curious. You consider selling your property if you got the right price, of course. I'm going to put an actual emoji in here. So I'm on a Mac and I'm doing command or control command spacebar. I'm going to even put another emoji in here. We're going to put a home emoji. Sorry, I'm getting a call here. Whoop. Didn't mean to delete that. I thought it was an extra space. I'm not sure what's going on here. Why it won't paste it back in there. There's another way we could add this in. We can use, I've got installed as a Chrome extension, the emoji keyboard by Joy Pixels. That would be another way you could add those in. I'm going to say LMK either way. LMK either way. Thanks. Josh. Realty. I'm going to copy that, and we're going to send it. I'm going to copy that so I can paste it in here. Oh, look at that, Mike. I beat you to it. Ha! You're trying. Just easier if I copy and paste it. We'll add a space in there. Okay. So I sent that out, but if you notice, there were a number of folks that have unsubscribed. So I'm going to send this as an email as well. And then the last thing I'm going to do is share how you could flip this idea as a buyer message, and then open it up for questions and comments. So I'm going to say for pointing name. Just curious if you'd consider selling your property if you got the right price, of course. Thanks. Reply and let me know. Okay, and I'm going to include my signature, and we're going to let that rip as well. And we'll see what kind of responses we get. I'm sure we're going to get a lot of no's. Let's be honest. We're going to get a lot of no's or not right now or whatever, but that's okay. All we're looking to do is get some interaction, get some engagement, get some conversations flowing. You cannot get an appointment without a conversation, and you can't get a listing or a client without an appointment. Okay? Conversations lead to appointments, appointments lead to clients. We need to follow that path, right? We can't go from lead to client. There are benchmarks or stepping stones along the way. Stepping stones along the way. Okay. Now, how can you reframe this? How could you reframe this into a buyer script? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let's go back in here. And let's do, I'm going to do dream home. I'm going to do our dream home buyer list, which is an older list. And I'm going to choose prospect new active. And this is going to be super simple. Super simple. I'm going to remove Carla because Carla's pretty active. But I think I'm going to, you know what? Just for this, I'm going to leave it be prospect or new lead. We'll try and get the ones that aren't active. There we go. So I'm going to choose all of those. We're going to send a mass text. Must have a lot of them that are active because this is a small list. But regardless, I'm doing this to show you. Just curious, are you still thinking about buying your dream home? If you can find one at the right price, of course. Keep it simple and put the smiley face. No, thanks. EXP. We'll copy that and apply. And we'll put so there you have it. And then we can even send this as a mass email as well. Quick question for, put their first name. Chris, are you still thinking about if you got the right price, of course? No, either way. Thanks, Josh, for that, because I got my super signature. Send away. All right. There you have it. I mean, 3 variations. You've got no excuse. Oh, and I wasn't sharing my screen. Doggone it. Well, regardless, they are added to the document, which you'll have access to for sure. Just curious, are you still thinking about buying your dream home? If you can find one at the right price, of course. Man, I gotta get better at not forgetting to share my screen. But you've got a script with multiple variations, and you have no excuse. There is no excuse. You can find people to send this message to. It could be as simple as sending this to old expired listings in your market. It could be sending them into your database. You can send it to buyer leads. You can send it to seller leads. I would send it if you don't know, right? They just, you don't know how they ended up in your database. It doesn't matter. You're just asking a question. It's very low key, and it's structured so that it's easy for them to respond. It's easy for them to respond. That's when you're using scripts like this, which are designed to re-engage leads or prospects and get into a conversation. You want to make it easy for them to respond. You want to reduce the friction. Okay, they can respond with a Y or an N, right? They can reply with a yes or no or a maybe, whatever it is. It's an easy answer. You're not asking them some detailed question that is going to take a lot of mental energy and actual effort, of thumbs moving. Okay, so do me a huge favor. Do me a huge favor. I want you to comment below if you are going to send commit right now with a Y. Comment below with the letter Y, a capital Y below. Comment below with a capital Y if you're going to use this script and you're going to use it today. You're going to use this script and you're going to use it today, or at least one variation of that script. And comment to sending it to at least 5, preferably more, And then I would love also, thank you for those of you who are responding with the capital Y. And then also I would love for you to share your results later in the week, whether it's in our Facebook group, or you can email, or you can comment below this video on YouTube or LinkedIn. Dennis, thank you for that. Let me know, right? Let me know. And hopefully you haven't packed it in for the year. Mike and I, we're doubling down. We're trying to build up this. We're trying to build up the pipeline as much as possible, because I'm going to come out of January like a house on fire. Not a house on fire. We don't want any houses on fire. I'm going to come out like man, my cliches are lacking today, but you get the idea. I want to come out guns blazing. I don't know. That's another terrible cliche or analogy. Regardless, I'm going to get off to a really good start. We're going to get off to a really good start when it comes to production and so forth. So as we come in for a landing, make sure you check out, if you missed the Get Listings Live 2-day virtual summit, the feedback we got was incredible. Incredibly positive feedback. We had some amazing speakers. I covered a number of new concepts and ideas. Also, doubling down on what's working, some new variations, etc. And you can get, we're doing a holiday special right now. You can get lifetime access to the recordings for half price. You can go to growwithjosh.com/GLL, or you can email mike@growwithjosh.com. You can email mike@growwithjosh.com. As always, please check out the resources above or below this video in the description. And lastly, as always, if there is anything at all we can do to help or support you, to help you grow your business, if you'd like to chat about partnering with us and how you can get free training, coaching, support, and mentorship, we should chat. growwithjosh.com/chat. Here to help any way we can. Make it a great week. Use these scripts and let us know how they work for you.